Hey world, it's your girl, Miss Leah Renee, aka VH1's Leah, and I'm chilling with my boo, and you listening to Branded After Dark. Mwah.
I want to first off send a shout out to all you people out there listening tonight on this edition of Branded After Dark, and I am Branded, giving you nothing but R&B classics, R&B trips down memory lane for a lot of you people out there. So definitely we have a nice show for you tonight, 2 hours of music and memories and more. And also, if you listen to this last song, you definitely is going to be in for a treat tonight, where I have my guy, John the Truth, calling in, and I have this guy right now. Before you even say your hello, John, I got to definitely let the people know that being a media guy, I've been a fan of Truth since forever, seemed like, you know what I mean? Definitely memorable music, songs, and more. And I want to thank you, John of Truth, for calling in tonight on Branded After Dark. What's up, man? What is it? What is it?
Hey. All right. What's going on, man? What's happening? How's it going?
Man, blessed, man. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you not just for calling in, but thank you for the music, man, that you've given us throughout, bro. Appreciate it.
Well, hey, with that in mind, just thank God for the gift, that He's given, to His people, and I just happen to be one of the people who's actually just want to just use the gift that He's given me, and to really nurture it as best that I know possible, so that whether it be me or the group, to be able to go ahead and give you guys what you guys really want, and that's real good R&B, so good listening music.
And And one of the things that I know a lot of people once a lot of the fan base out here on these radio stations across the globe. I mean, we cover so many places from overseas to out here in the States and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably noticed just during the tours and stuff like that. But I mean, do you know the not just the group, but do you know you guys are pretty huge out there in overseas, Germany, Japan, Australia, stuff like that?
Well, Japan, for one, yes, because we've traveled there, before in the past. But I did not know the impact that we've had, that took place out there in Africa and France and Australia, and it was just, I've seen some paperwork on where our records were, being sold at, and radio stations were playing the music out there, and I saw those places, and my heart was just in awe, because you never know where God can really take you. But then when you finally see it for yourself, it's an amazement situation. So that never dawned on me that our music went out there, and so to find out that a lot of people from Australia and New Zealand and Africa are really, Germany, they're really into Truth. That's wow, what a blessing, and that's all I can really say is, thank you guys so much. That's just amazing.
I mean, you sound like you're a humble cat, so it's always good to be able to hear that live, not just on the air or whatever, but just in general, because I mean, again, we go through so many different things in life, and I'm gonna ask you a little bit about just today's music versus how it was when you first broke through. But I mean, just to be able to be humble with the God-given talent that you were given, and being in line with the group that you've been given, to be able to have multiple successful hits on top of hits, and still being able to be on here and talk to the fans, man, that's a good look.
Oh, well, yeah, yes it is, and like I said, before, it's a wonderful, a gift and a tool that God has given us, and to be able to be accepted abroad, it's like, wow, really? I mean, this really happened, so, like I said, it's just a wonderful, beautiful blessing from God, and I just want to go ahead and give Him all the praise and the glory and the honor for it,
No doubt. And I'm going to get into the group in a sec, because, of course, there's definitely a lot of questions towards the group and stuff, but what's John been up to, though? How's everything going, not just career-wise, but just how's everything going, period?
I can't complain. God is, He's still been good even after all of these years. The group, we're finally now, we're seeing we're seeing royalties that have come in from airplay and record sales, and so we can't complain. God is good. We've been seeing some New Jack City money lately, and it's a wonderful thing, and it's just good to be able to receive after the hard work that that a person that has put in, but I can't complain. A lot of things are going on. I could tell you the thing about Troop right now, as far as the guys, we've been doing shows. We've been traveling every now and then, just doing spot dates here and there.
Mm-hmm.
We've been traveling. We've been out of the country a couple of times. Let's see. That's pretty much it as far as Troop goes. We've been working every now and then, so God has been good in that area. So thank God for that. To be able to get out there and work.
That's always good when you can get out there and get it going. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
Keeping busy. But you know what? It's and I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, it's the fact that you're able to keep busy is because of the music that you put out, which is gonna stand the test of time. Because not too many people can say they work. You know what I mean?
That's especially within. And where we're at now, with
right.
with the money generation right now, with the with the what they call the recession and everything. So I truly believe that how God's been blessing us to be able to work and bless us financially. Us being on stage working in that area, it's like wow. Even in these days, Troop is able to find work. So people ought to get it really that there is a God. There is a God, and just because it looks dim doesn't mean that He has a plan for your life. So it's looking really good, even in these last days, in these last trying times of the recession. We're able to still to be able to find work, and I truly believe it's just what you said earlier. It's because the way that we've paid as far as musically, we've had the great 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, and music for that era for us it was really great for us, and it was able to stand the test of time for us. So that's a blessing within itself.
With you as an artist and being a part of a group, and I'm gonna just kind of talk about you as an artist for just kind of push back away from Truth for a second. Now, as an artist like yourself, of course, you said you're still doing shows and stuff like that with the group. Have you been approached, like, not just from random record labels or anything like that? Have you been approached or contacted about doing, like, solo shows yourself, or are you working on any solo projects?
Well, I have, from a few people, been approached about, doing some solo projects and stuff. And currently, I am working on a solo project now, my first solo project. And Steve, he has a couple of solo projects that's out on him right now. And so does Al Mack. He has a record. He has a couple of records that's out right now too. So yes, I'm finally okay. I'm finally really recognizing and realizing that I can be able to stand on my own 2 feet as an artist by myself. So some folk approached me, a team of writers and a team of producers, and we just got together. And the album that I'm working on is, I gotta say, it's not a bad album at all. I'm trying to do what Johnny Gill actually talked about with his record. He was talking about his record before he released it, and he was talking about it's the kind of album that you can put on and you can play from the top to bottom and you won't have to skip. And so I'm definitely trying to work in that area as well, just to be able to, to do good music, But who knows? Lord bless. Hopefully, prayerfully, I should be able to have my first single to come out, I think, between January and February.
Oh, okay. Very good. How with that being said, how's that approach for you as a solo artist approaching the album or a track versus you being a part of a group working on a track and an album?
Well, it's different because I'm not in the studio with the rest of the guys, and our juices are flowing, and being able to create on a record, or a single per se. And in that aspect, for me to be with different people, people who are new, to it, but also very gifted, very talented. It's different because it's not, it's not Steve, it's not Alan, it's not Rodney, it's not Reggie. I'm with a different team. So with that aspect, and because they're new, that's what makes it different. But it's fresh, and it's really, as I said earlier, it's a gift and a talent from God. And these guys who I'm working with, that's helping me to put my record together. I mean, some of these guys, they're church guys. One of the guys, Derek Bradford, his mother actually happens to be the praise and worship team leader over the entire praise and worship team at our church. And I've been standing next to her son, which is Derek Bradford. I've been standing next to him for these, past remaining years of 10 years, really not knowing the gift that God really had placed inside of him. So it's awesome to be able to see people grow from where they started from. You know what I mean? And
no doubt.
It's just I'm really I'm very happy and very pleased on how this album is coming out. I mean,
no doubt.
I gotta say it's going to be a really good album.
And I could tell from the sound of your voice, and it's always good when you have an artist such as yourself being on an iconic super group like Troop, to be able to come in and be like, hey, you know what? I'm looking forward to this project. I'm loving the way it's going, because if you got that confidence in yourself to be able to let your fan base and the new listeners know, it's gonna make for a historic type of album. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, pretty much. Yes. I believe that.
Definitely looking forward. We got John of the super group Troop right here on Branded After Dark, and when it comes to your solo projects versus of course you worked and done so much back in the late 80s, early 90s. The approach to the album, are you doing it yourself? Is there a record label involved, or what's the process and that whole deal?
Well, right now there's not a label involved. I'm just trying right now just to finish up the album before that actually takes place. I mean, I'm talking to a couple of people, and they want to do something, but right now we're here kind of at the last quarter, so they probably wouldn't be able to actually really do anything with me. Probably January, in the first quarter. But to be honest with everything, I am talking to a couple of people about this project, and they're very pleased about it.
And times have changed from literally it's not 15, barely under 20 years ago, as far as just the approach from being on a record label versus being labeled as an independent artist or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, how has that transition? I mean, you've seen the best of the best, videos and all, and you've seen kind of like how the tables is turned when it comes to dealing with record labels and dealing with just the product of putting out music. How has that transition been?
The transition is for the much part of it, it's changed as far as how when they sign an artist now, it's now they don't groom them. They don't groom artists now. So when they're not grooming the artist, the artist turns out to be a one-hitter quitter, or they turn out to be this type of artist where they have a lot of negativity in their lives, and they turn out to be, smokers and drinkers and causing a lot of problems. And, when you don't groom the artist, that's pretty much, that's what pans out. It's like now with my group, Troop, it's been going the way that it's been going. It's kind of crazy because we don't have, we don't have management now per se. We are back with our very first management team that's actually responsible for even you and I to be on the phone together right now. Which is Platinum Gold Productions, David Cook and Steve Cohen. It's been because of them that we had those two great, exciting albums that we were able to give everybody. I'm talking about the very first Troop album and the Attitude album that did so well for us. And once we did the Deeper album was actually managed by by Louis Burrell, which is MC Hammer's brother.
Right.
So, and problems had happened in a very negative way with that situation, and also it turned out because they had so many artists on their label and up under their management company that they really couldn't pay attention to Truth. That's why the Deeper album didn't do as well as it was supposed to do.
Right.
Even coming off of a big major tour with MC Hammer, doing the New Jack City album, doing the 12 million boxes of Kellogg's Pop-Tarts. I mean, the big cameo in New Jack City, that the Deeper album was supposed to go through the roof, but it didn't happen because we were with a management company that basically, they had a lot of people, so they couldn't really pay attention to us. So that's kind of what happened with that situation. Well, other than that, we're going back to our first management company, and there's some things that we're talking about right now that I really can't discuss. They kind of, I want to go ahead, make sure that we get all the I's dotted and the T's crossed and the commas and the quotations, everything all into the, this new paperwork situation. And then, we can really go ahead and put some stuff out. But there are some things that are in the works for us right now for actually the ending of this year. We're going to be starting on some things, and we're just going to see where it takes us from the ending of 2011 to 2012. So be expecting some things to actually really start happening, which within the coming weeks soon. And that's just the rest of the five guys.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah. Other than that, everything is everybody is still doing what they do.
Right.
Still doing
and I like
music.
the sound of that just for the simple fact that the I's need to be dotted, T's crossed, and the whole nine, especially nowadays because of course the highs of being in a spotlight and the lows of, like you said, as far as dealing with certain legal issues or professional issues on a music level. It's always good to be able to get at least that part out of it, so you can be able to continue your God-given talent and have fun. And the thing that you brought up, which was real crucial to me, and I've interviewed Pebbles not too long ago, and she said the exact same thing about artists today, the fact that they don't get a lot of development, and the fact that to me, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a lot of artists out there that's more focused on what they do outside versus their internal craft as far as building their music, their vocals, and the whole 9 yards, because they want to work from the outside
right.
in.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's why I was trying to also get to the other part, what I was talking about earlier, what I've been telling my guys, the fella's truth. Without management, there's no guidance. No guidance, you have no direction. No direction, chaos.
Right.
So you can't be involved in a whole lot of chaos. When you're involved in a lot of chaos, then it's pretty much impossible to take care of the gift and nurse the gift and to be able to create like God wants you to create. So, that's what I was trying to say earlier. But yeah, these artists, Pebbles, she hit it on the nail, because that's what's going on today. It really is.
Why do you think that is? And that's the $1 million question that I've asked so many people like yourself, people that, because to me, I think the product that you and Troop have built in the late 80s, early 90s was that of talent first, and of course you have to, refine and define your image as you go, but what do you think happened from the late 80s to 90s to now?
I think that people have gotten into themselves. It's like they don't want to go ahead and put everything in perspective, and everything that is in perspective is God first. And you do what God tells you to do about every area of your life. Doesn't matter what it is. If He says you turn left, then that's where you have to go, because there's a consequence if you turn right. So if you're doing everything that He tells you to do, and that's in everything, whether your character, your conduct, your mannerisms, all of that. If you go to Him first, He'll tell you exactly how to do it. See, the Bible says he who wants wisdom, let him ask. You have to ask for it. So if you ask him for the wisdom to do what it is that he's called you to do, it'll all go exactly to his plan accordingly for your life. That's just what it is. And people have gotten beside themselves on that end, and they think it's about them, and it's not about them.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why we have the word which is they call swag. Swag is just another word for ego. Ego is ego, which it has a meaning. You're edging God out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. It's not about your swag. It's about your characteristics and your mannerisms and how God wants you to be able to treat people.
That's right. Do you also feel like we live in such a materialistic type of world now, where we have the internet, the iPads, the text messages, the stuff that really doesn't really put a whole lot of heart into certain things that we have done or used to do compared to back then? Again, I'm gonna say the 80s and 90s, because it was more of a good vibe without, it's just like, man, I'm telling you, so many times, John, I walk and I just, it's not just women, it's men too. I'll say, hey, how you doing? And they just turn around and look at me like I'm crazy, you know what I mean? And I'm like, come on, man, you're supposed to be humble with it.
I understand. Yes, that's just how some people want to be, how they want to carry their lives. It's just like what my pastor says. You do what you want to do. Yes, God wants you to do a certain way, but and sometimes we don't want to do it this way. We want to do it that way. And when you, like I said, when you do it that way, there's a consequence sometime down the line. There's a consequence for it. Prayerfully, we'll all get it one day. We'll get it. No
doubt. And I was just getting ready to say that. I was like, man, do you think we're going to get it one day? Seriously, like, that's the one.
We have no choice. These are the last days. We have no choice but to be able to get it and understand that, okay, this is what God says, so this is what we have to do. At the end of the day, this is what we have to do, because you don't want to suffer for it.
That's right.
It's like my mom always says, she don't want to go to hell because hell is hotness forever.
That's right. And I heard that.
That's too long.
That's right. Yeah. Right here, we got John of the Power Group Troop right here on Branded After Dark. What I want to do is play Sweet November and then come back, take a couple of calls, and so you can answer a couple quick questions before we roll up. And people, lock yourselves in. If you want to holler at John of Troop, call in now, 347-215-8653. Press the number 1 button and go. Sweet November, classic music right there. This is Branded After Dark. Your man Branded in the tonight. It's definitely vibing right here with my man John of Truth.
Hey.
Hey, let me tell you, like, I remember when I first got that tape. Now, we going way back. We telling our age. Like, I remember when that first tape dropped. when that first tape dropped, man, I was like, you know what, Sweet November? And I was like, that's my jam, because not only my birthday in November, it's actually tomorrow, but, it was like, hey, that's my anthem right there, because, y'all done told a story for us fellas, that we didn't even have to, we didn't really have to say too much to our ladies back then, man. Y'all did it for us, so I appreciate that.
Well, that's what's up, man. Glad to be of service, man. Happy early birthday, brother. Happy early birthday, man. Happy early birthday.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, we have some people on the line, so we're going to go ahead and take a couple of calls. You guys can ask a couple of quick questions for my man John of Troop on Branded After Dark. And let's go ahead and take this first one from out there in the 813 Florida with my princess baby girls in the building. What's happening? You on Branded After Dark with John?
Hi, John. You're my favorite.
Hi. Thank you. Well, all right. I like that.
What? I mean, hey, you're my
John.
favorite.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, it's okay. Whew. So, you said that you're doing like what Johnny Gill did, and describe me out before it comes out.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm trying to, make one of those CDs, like when you first put it in, when you hear the first song, it's like, Like, well, first of all, I'm trying to. I have this thing where I don't want to disappoint anyone really. Like, there's this people are calling it a new thing, but it's been around for a good while. Poetry. Like, even in the beginning of my album, I have someone who's speaking poetry about my life in the beginning for an intro for the album. So I'm just trying to, cover every element that I can cover that so you guys will be able to love.
Oh, I can't wait. See,
I'm trying, sweetie. Oh, that's all right.
This girl about to go crazy over here.
I am. Oh, I really am. I'm behaving.
Okay. Oh, it's all right, sweetie.
Oh, stop it. Can we get a little sneak peek, kind of, sort of? Can you bust a little acapella for us real quick?
Okay, let me see.
You can sing Happy Birthday, hit.
Well, actually, I was gonna try to sing like a verse from this song that's on my album, but this song is actually the music for women is like very seductive, but the lyrics to the song is actually for men. The name of the song is called Issues, and but the record is like really hot. But but this is the verse. It says, I can remember I had so many issues, all that seemed to change the moment I found you. I told myself I never date a woman with kids. Girl, I don't know what you did, but scratch that from the list. Feisty attitude, that's so damn cute. My wildest dreams come true. I'm so glad I found you, babe. 5'7", caramel complexion, sent down from heaven. That's how I feel about you, babe. And then the hook goes, I found in you a dream come true.
Aww.
But I can't see through all these issues. You and me, we should be, but I can't see through all these issues. So that's how the song goes. That's actually the first verse of the hook.
Hey.
We're running it and everything. Ooh, you better do it real.
All right.
That's what it is.
Well, I'm 5'11". Can you take me?
Wait, say that one more time.
I said, I'm not 5'7", I'm 5'11". Can you take me?
Wow, 5'11". This is it's not really different. I've been approached by a taller woman before. It's just kind of like, wow, tall. I didn't get approached by like 5'6" women who have been 6 feet or a little bit taller than 6 feet. And they like them some little show John. And John is 5'6". I'm like, for real?
Ain't nothing wrong with short men. They know how to work it. Career. Yes.
Oh, that's classic.
I could be 5'4" for you if you want me to, honey. Just
all right.
Classic. That is classic. Hey, Princess, stay on the line. Don't go nowhere. This is Branded After Dark. We got a couple of more moments. Well, man, John of Truth. Call in 347-215-8653. We got to bring in my man that's instrumental in putting this whole thing together as well. We got to bring in Mr. Kevin Gray in the house tonight. Branded After Dark. What's up, KG?
Hey, what's up, brother?
What up, Kev?
Not much, man. Just calling in, show some love, brother.
That's a connection cat right there. Kev, something else.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yo, man, I have a question for you.
Hold on before you ask your question. Hey, y'all, Kevin put together this DVD for me that was some footage that was sent to him by another cat named Troy Hughes. he put together a DVD that was just like really hot. It was when Troop was at the Black Expo. This was like this past summertime. So, Kev, thanks again, man, for that DVD. That DVD is really hot, man. Really hot. I really want to thank you. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, anytime, my man. Anytime, man. You know what it is, man.
Oh yeah,
man. I have a question, man. I know you
shoot.
Fans. I know it ain't about Troop, man, but I know I'm a big fan anyway. You know how it is, man. But I have a question for your solo album, brother.
Okay.
One of the let's see, one of the members that had passed away a long time ago, Luther Vandross. Will you do a track for that, or like a remake on any one of his classics, sir?
I actually did. I think what I'm going to do is that because Troop had did a performance. Troop has done performance in Japan many a times, but there was this one time that we went to Japan and we performed. I got sick, and I came home, and the rest of the guys, they stayed out there for like about another week, and I went home to recover so I can get better, which was actually the first time I got a chance to be able to experience 2 Christmases. That was wow, because I left Christmas night from Japan. I left Christmas night, and when I got home, it was Christmas morning in California.
Right.
It was like, wow, I got to experience all day of Christmas in Japan. Sick, mind you, but it was Christmas in Japan, and then I experienced all day and all night, and then when I got home, it was Christmas morning for us here in the U.S. I was like, wow, so that was wow. But I came home, got myself recovered, and the guys, we had to go back out to Japan again, like maybe the next following month to go do some other stuff out in Japan again. And there's this lady, her name is Minami. I forgot her last name, but she always does the interviews for this Ad-Lib magazine that's out there in Japan, and she always interviewed us every time that we came out there. So this other time we had went out there with Keith Sweat, and we performed over the Tokyo Dome, and she asked me this question in front of everybody in the group. She said, John, she said, when you got sick and you went home, she said, everybody missed the little guy with the big voice. She says, where do you see yourself as, she says all this. She said, and then she says, where do you see yourself as far as the next vocalist? And I'm thinking to myself, at the time, Troop was together, we were doing so well, as a team and being a group and everything. So I wasn't thinking about no solo stuff at all. And I'm thinking, she said vocalist. I'm like, vocalist? I'm in a group. That's what I'm thinking. She said, and she just comes out with it. She said, I see you as the next Philip Bailey, Luther Vandross.
Right.
Whoa.
Wow.
So from that, I just, I remembered the story. So what I'm going to do, and these other 2 cats by the name of Kirk Devine and Eric Butler, they used to tease me. No, not tease me. They actually used to bully me every day in elementary school and make me sing all the time, every day. After our schoolwork was finished, they made me sing all the time. And so I was always doing a song, they made me sing a song by Luther Vandross. So basically, because of the woman in Japan, Eric Butler and Kirk Devine, I'm going to always do a remake of Luther Vandross on every solo album that I do. This first time around, I'm doing Never Too Much.
Hey, John, so the kids that was bullying you in school, they didn't want your lunch money. They just wanted you to sing a verse, huh?
They wanted me to sing a verse every day at school. It was like clockwork. When the work was finished, and mind you, it was really crazy because the teacher never said anything or nothing like that. She just, let us do what we do. And this was going on every day. So I guess maybe I was hitting the right notes, I guess, even in elementary. For her not to, say nothing. But, it was every day. That happened every day. Eric Butler and Kirk Devine made me sing every day. But they didn't, and mind you, I was always, at that time in elementary, I was always singing with my family because I got a brother, 2 sisters, and we sing with our mother. We used to sing with our mother all the time in churches in Los Angeles and in Pasadena. And we used to just travel and sing at church all the time. So as a child, growing up, I never really, I loved music, but I didn't want to be a singer. I didn't want to be a singer. Right. It was actually the guy, Steve Russell, who actually inspired me to be a singer because I was just really good friends with Steve and wanted to be his friend. and we used to do Thriller and Beat It with a whole bunch of Boys Club kids. And Steve was like our Michael Jackson of Pasadena. You know, he was no joke. You know, Steve, he used to study that Michael Jackson to the T. That's why I knew that he would do such a great job on All I Do Is Think of You, the second verse. Mm-hmm. So when we, but yeah, I used to always dance with Steve all the time, really not knowing that he had that gift of singing, because I used to always hide and run from singing. You know, my mom used to make us sing all the time. Who wants to be made to do something? You know. So, you know, that's just what I did. You know, I hid from it and I ran from it, and I just tried to focus a lot on basketball and just played basketball a lot. And then Steve was telling me that, hey, man, I tried out for Rodney's group. Well, what happened before that, I was over Steve's house one day, and he was singing a song by Michael Jackson. He was singing Lady in My Life, and he was singing over the phone to this girl. And his mother, it happened to be his birthday. His mother gave him a $20 bill, a Beat It jacket, and a chocolate cake. Remember, just like it happened yesterday. And so that night, I heard him sing this song by Michael Jackson, and I was like, wow, this is my friend. He's singing like this. I'm like, he can really sing. So I sang a song to him by O'Brien. I did Lady I Love You by O'Brien. Mm-hmm. He was like, John, you got some pipes. So that night, I never forgot. I came home late because the Boys Club closed at 9 o'clock. So I had to be home no later than 9:15. So I got home at around 9:30. So I got a whooping, but the whooping actually paid off because I actually told I was walking home and I was praying to God at the age of, I guess, 11, 12, 13 years old, praying to God this prayer. I said, God, I like Steve. I said, right now, we're just doing a whole bunch of dancing and with these Boys Club kids, and we're doing Beat It and Thriller. And then he would go ahead and close it out by doing Billie Jean and just wreck shop. It was crazy. So Steve was real bad. So I said that prayer to God, and I said, right now, we're just doing a whole bunch of dancing. Can you do something with us later on in life? That was it.
I heard that.
And we made music history together, you know, off of a little prayer. And Rodney's mother, she had a dream of her son being on stage with 4 of his friends.
Yeah.
Making it, and pretty much the rest is history. We were all friends going to the Boys Club and Girls Club and let's see, school. And that was about it. And we all met up in the 9th grade over at Pasadena High School, and you know, been doing music ever since. Man,
you see how the power of God works, bro. That's heavy. That's real heavy. I like that.
Yeah, like I said, you know, I was running from singing. So for me to be able to hear Steve sing, it kind of like it put me in check. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to speak, it kind of put me in check because I liked him as a person, as him being my friend, and so that energized me to become, you know, a singer and who I am today.
No doubt, man. That's heavy. We got John here of Troop on Branded After Dark. Let me go ahead and take this call from my man from the 570. You in the house tonight with John of Troop. What's rocking?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Man, y'all got to bring that baby making music back from back in the day. We need that.
Oh, I hear you, man. We're trying to put together some things. You know, like I was saying earlier, you know, right now Troop has just been doing performing and stuff. We've been doing these spot dates and, you know, been doing these shows and still giving people the same exact energy that they see in the music videos that from how we used to dance back in the, you know, on those videos. We're giving that same energy to people on stage today in 2011. So, you know, we're still doing that. There's talks about us, you know, talking together about seeing what we can do about doing some new material. There's talks. Will it happen? You guys are just going to have to keep on praying for us.
Now, I'm a promoter out here in Pennsylvania, and I'm trying to put together an event. And how would I get Troop involved in it?
You could You can Facebook me, or you can Facebook me, and then we can go ahead and go from there and get each other's contacts and stuff. And I can get you out a writer, and the writer should tell you everything about what we need, and the writer and stuff like that, and we can just go from there.
Okay. Well, I'll Facebook you tonight.
Okay, and I'm on a JON.
Oh, you already on my list. You already on my list. You already on my friends list.
Oh, for sure. Cool.
So
Okay,
I'll be with you in a few minutes.
Okay. So when are you trying to have the event?
In January.
Okay.
It's an old school R&B concert with. I already got Silk on board.
Okay.
I was looking for you guys and Joe.
Okay, yeah. Good show.
Just so happened that I was on Facebook and seen this show was on. I had to get on here and find out all this info I need to get.
Okay. Cool.
Power of the internet, baby. You know how we do. Facebook, Twitter, gets around.
Yep, all of that. Word gets around real fast now.
Word gets around.
Oh, man. You can be in your car from leaving the club, and all of a sudden your picture up on Facebook. That's it.
Hey, there you go.
You ain't even put your key in the door.
You ain't lying. You are not lying.
That's it.
This is Branded After Dark with my man John. I'm gonna take a couple of more calls, but I do have my special guest co-host. She's been on reality shows, Miss Bonnie Mikado, a.k.a. Eyes, from the first season of Flavor of Love. She's in the building tonight as well on Branded After Dark. What's shaking, baby?
What's going on?
Hey.
Chilling.
How are you?
We amongst power people tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got John,
I
Truth.
see that.
And
I told you I had to do the Steelers game first, man. That came first. And it was nail biting and pulling hair kind of game.
Well, I ain't a Steelers fan, but as I told you, but it's all good though. It's all good.
It's all good. I still got love for you, Raiders fan.
Yeah.
It's all good. Black and yellow, it's all good. I understand.
But we got Miss Bonnie in the building and Brand tonight, and of course, a lot of people have been asking before I take the next call is, of course, you got your solo project in the works. Everybody want to know if Troop's coming back with another album.
Well, it's just like I was telling the other gentleman from Pennsylvania. I mean, we're talking about it, but God is the type of, God where, he likes to see where you put your faith at. If you put your faith out into action, if you do the work, then, something will be able to actually happen. So we're just talking. So I guess right now, we're talking. So to be honest with me, talking is better than not talking at all.
Word up.
So at least something is going on. So, we'll get it together, though. We'll get it together.
So in other words, John is saying never say never, right?
Right,
in other words, he's saying 2012 album coming soon.
Yeah, never say never at all. At all. Don't ever say that. Cause you don't know. I never wanted to even go solo.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to go solo. I always wanted to just focus on the group. But times change, people change, stuff happens, and so sometimes you have to, you still got to do what you got to do. You got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You got bills to pay, so you got to work on that craft and keep grinding. And I ended up running into some people who actually put forward the words that they said, what they wanted to do with me, and it is 12, 13 songs later.
And it seems like it's always inevitable for, as a group member, to eventually one day, sometime soon, start working on a few solo projects, not just to break away from a group, but it just seemed like, if the group's not working, you got to still refine your craft. I mean, you still love to sing, so.
Yes.
Well, you know what my opinion is on it, too? If you're an artist, though, and you can go solo and you have it, you should.
That's true too. I mean, that's
you don't have to diss your group. Like now, this is when I keep it real, like Beyonce did with Destiny's Child. You don't got to do somebody wrong that bad.
No doubt.
But you can still go solo, and you can still be with your group as well. Do both.
Right. If everything is planned out, then yes, it could happen. But once you leave management and then you go to a different management, things can happen and things can change and it could be for the worse. And sometimes when they're for the worse, you have to go back. You have to fix what happened in the beginning. You can't leave one situation in a bad way. Can't do that because things will never be right. So even the first time when we left our first management company, I don't think we left the right way. I don't think that it was done the right way.
Right. Got you. And before, got one more quick question, but I am going to take a quick call. This is Branded After Dark with your man Branded, guest co-host Bonnie Mercado, and also the guest of honor, John of Troop. And I'm going to take this call from the 918. You in the house tonight on Branded After Dark. What's up with
I know that area code.
I think
Hey, what's up, John, a.k.a. The Voice? What's up?
What's up, Wanda? What's up, Wanda?
Hey, I just had to call in. I do have a question, but I had to call in to say John is really being really modest about his album. I've heard every song, and it is off the chain. It's just ridiculous. I'm serious. In today's music industry, you just don't hear music like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, his music is like, it goes beyond the ear gate. It goes down into the heart and soul of a person. His music is ridiculous, and the women are going to lose it. The brothers going to be going to the store to buy it because they're going to, like the brother said earlier, we need that love making music again. So I just wanted to put that out there that he's really being modest. That album is ridiculous. So I just can't wait for it to drop. But my question is the business venture you were speaking of earlier with Troop, do you think that may lead to you all touring again in the future because your fans really miss y'all?
Yeah, yes, it will. I believe it'll definitely, because to be honest, about our first management company, they're not slow with things, and now they have something that they can work with. It's not like we're with them in the beginning when we didn't have a name and we didn't have any music. So now we're coming back to them with a name, which pretty much everybody knows, and then we have this musical. Because see, pretty much, really, our management, they actually say, to be honest, it's really not necessarily for a new record because you guys have hits already. You can take your hits and you can just go to work and go get a lot of work because you already have history. If we do a new record, cool. If we don't, cool. It's okay because it's not like we don't have our hits. Because at the end of the day, that's what the people really want to hear. They want to. We can't leave the stage without doing Mamacita. We can't leave the stage without doing Spread My Wings. We can't leave the stage without doing All I Do Is Think of You. We can't leave the stage without doing Sweet November. So we have to at least do those 4 records. Those 4 records went number 1. Mm-hmm. So we have to at least do those songs in the show. And and we have other songs that have actually charted. We have 10 records that have actually charted Billboard. So we have a show. It really doesn't matter for a new song. If it happens,
I think John, when it comes to especially new music from you guys, what you guys do is just an add-on to the legend that you guys already have.
Yeah.
Like you said, you already got stuff that will last you for the next. You could be 80 years old, and as long as you can still do what you do, them songs are still gonna be sung. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's I feel that though, straight up.
Mm.
Straight up. Now,
but like I said earlier, prayerfully, I pray we do something new. To be honest, I want to sing more. I want to be able to sing a little bit more than I've been singing in the past. I really didn't get a lot of love vocally, in the past. So I would like, to be able to sing a little bit more. I just want to be added. I'm not trying to take nobody's spot or nothing like that. Maybe be like a first lead singer like Steve or Alex. No, give me the bridge. It's just a couple of lines on the bridge, or give me a change. Give me a change. A change is just one note. Give me some ad libs in the hook. I'll take that, and I'm cool.
Right.
But other than that, that's really about it.
Now, when it comes to like any future tours or any kind of things that John or the group Troop would like to do, how can they get in contact with not just your peoples, but I've seen you throughout your Facebook. Are you Twitter literate right now? You rocking Twitter right now? Facebook, MySpace, even if they still got it?
I'm not even sometimes when someone hits me on MySpace, I kind of get angry because I haven't really checked into MySpace. I can't tell you when I checked in MySpace. I look at my phone and I see so-and-so that hit me and got sent you a message from MySpace. I'm like, really? MySpace? Really? I almost want to take MySpace. I mean, down and off. But Twitter, I'm not tweeting. I'm no. Sorry,
you don't tweet?
Not gonna have it. Neither. Facebook. I'm digging Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and that's where pretty much people can contact me. I get on my Facebook page at least 5 days a week. I at least do that. I'll try to do my Saturdays. I'll try to do my Sundays, and I make sure that I say happy birthday to everybody who has a birthday on those days, pretty much every day. Actually, I got on it today for a little bit, and I said happy birthday to the people who had their birthday on Thanksgiving and on Sunday, on today. So I was on it pretty much. I'm not sure if I touched it Saturday, but I was on it today, and I was on it on Thursday for sure.
So if they want to get at you on Facebook, give them the link one more time.
Yeah, it's John Harold. So it's Jon spacebar Jon and HARRELD. And I have a email address. You can email me too as well. John of Troop at Yahoo.
John of Troop at Yahoo, and that's also, if you guys and girls are talking real business with this guy too, and also if it runs down this radio pipeline as well, you can just email Branded at Nexxlegacy.com, and I'll definitely forward it over to John and the group and stuff like that. But before I say my final goodbyes and appreciation, Bonnie, you got something you want to add on as well?
Oh, I'm listening. I'm still on the Twitter thing. You don't tweet?
Oh, Lord.
Listen, I had to speak about the MySpace thing because I've been salty after MySpace. Somebody hacked into my MySpace a while ago, and I got really upset. I mean, it was actually really, really long time ago now. But that's why I've kind of banned MySpace. I still am on it here and there, but I have to thank MySpace because that's how I met you.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, I have to thank
right? So if it wasn't for MySpace, we wouldn't have connected. So I can't totally throw it away. I made a lot of good contacts.
Right. Yeah. Very true.
So a lot of crazy ones too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're there.
They don't go away. They don't seem to go away.
No, they don't go away.
Well, I'm going to make sure I add you on my Facebook. Bonnie, of course, will do the same. And one day, we'll get you to tweet. One day.
One day we'll get you to tweet. The thing is, this is my thing, okay? This is how I feel about it. I did the Google Plus or whatever everybody's talking about? I started one, but I don't even understand it. So I'm sticking with Twitter, MySpace, and Facebook, but technically really Facebook and Twitter because I got them linked. So I think you should do Twitter, though. I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of fans out there. You'll see. You'll have a Twitter, and you'll be like, wow, I didn't realize that many people followed me. And then you can promote your Facebook at the same time.
Right.
We'll get him. We're gonna strong arm him one day. We're gonna lean a little bit extra heavy on John to get Twitter one day.
Make them get Twitter.
One day.
I just want to know where they came up with the name. Like, how did the whole bird thing? Like, I don't really understand all that. That's what I want to know.
You know, there's always a story behind that whole deal. You know it is.
Yeah, it always is.
I know, right?
They have their stories.
No doubt.
And then there's
John,
a story behind
man,
that story.
I not only appreciate you hanging out with us for about an hour or so, but definitely I'm looking forward to spinning your new music when you get it ready. I want to be one of the first ones to break that thing wide open. So if
you got it, man. You got it.
Hey.
Then I'm waiting for you to do solo, man. 2012.
There you go. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming. John, appreciate it. Definitely keep in touch with. Hey, you family now, so that's just how we get down. So I appreciate you and your peoples for going the extra mile and getting this done, man. Best of luck. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas too.
Same to you too now, Bonnie. Also.
You too. You know, I have one question before you go, really quick. This is like off the top, but I'm just curious. When's the last time you had a Slurpee?
A Slurpee? I had a Slurpee. Last about 3 weeks ago. Cherry.
Okay.
Cherry, there you go.
Like cherry. That's just my thing, man. I just gotta know. Okay.
Hey, give me the red one. Give me the red one.
Keep it red. Keep it red, bro.
That's right.
That's what it is. Appreciate it, John. Much love, man. Much love.
Oh, you got it. Much love now.
All right, appreciate it. It is John the Truth right here on Branded After Dark. Your man Brand alongside